Good afternoon, African Confessions. I am back with another episode. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and the message reads like this. Hello, how are you? Please post for me as anonymous. Admin, it was in 2017. I was involved in a car accident. It was me and this other guy. I was at the robot. I was waiting for the robot to go green. Then there was another guy who decided to jump the red robot. On my side, the robot was already green. So when I was crossing the road, he hit the side of my car. The guy had no insurance. He had no what. And my insurance was taking forever to fix my car. I then went to this guy's house and we had a discussion on how he was going to fix my car. And then he said he can try to fix my car. And he said that if we can sign an affidavit that he was going to fix my car, then I have to agree that I won't take him to court, because already I was in the process of speaking with my lawyers because I had seen that my insurance company was taking forever to fix my car. Then I was going to summon this guy to court so that he can fix my car. He said that he can only sign the affidavit on one condition, that I don't take him to court. So I had no choice. I dropped the case and I told my lawyer that I was not going ahead with this court case that I wanted to have with this guy. Then that guy, he said that he will take my car to this panel beater. He said that he knew this panel beater. He was a good panel beater that could try to make my car look like brand new, as if it had never been involved in any car accident. He said that this guy, he was in Boxburg. That is where he had his workshop there. So we had an agreement. One day he told me that he had hired this other truck and he was coming to my place. So I gave him the directions and he came at my house and we towed my car and we went to Boxburg because I also wanted to see where this garage was. This car, my brother, it was a BMW, an X3 2017 model. It was still new. So we towed the car together to Boxburg, me and that guy. We arrived at the workshop for his panel beater, and then after looking at the place and when I saw that maybe this guy, he was going to fix my car, I then returned back to my place. But this guy, Brother Nashi, I just saw that all that he wanted to do when I signed that affidavit, he was just trying to take advantage of me. Because when I had returned back home, when I looked at the affidavit that we had signed, there was no dates, there was no time frame in which he was supposed to fix my car. We just went to the police station and we just signed the affidavit, and he's the one who actually wrote the affidavit. The affidavit was just written like, I am supposed to fix this woman's car because together we were involved in a car accident and we have agreed that I am the one who is supposed to fix her car. You see right there, this guy, he had already taken advantage of me, because on that affidavit, even though this guy, he was the one who had skipped the red robot and crashing into my car, he didn't acknowledge on that affidavit that he was the one who was wrong on that accident and he was supposed to be responsible of fixing my car. But at that time, I just wanted my car to be fixed, and I thought that this guy, he was a family man and he looked so innocent. I thought that he was going to fix my car and I'll have my car back in no time. He just took advantage of me because I was just a woman. My car never got fixed. After reading the affidavit, I tried to call him so that I can confirm everything that I had seen written on that affidavit. I was not agreeing with anything that was written on that paper. I wanted us to write another affidavit whereby we can stipulate the time frame. I wanted this car to be fixed in less than 2 months. But whenever I would try to call him, he will not pick up my phones anymore. When I would try to speak with him on WhatsApp, he won't respond to my messages anymore. And I didn't know what to do anymore, because the affidavit that we had signed was that if you do not take me to court, I am going to fix your car. There he was very clever because there was no time frame. I decided to be patient. I stayed for 6 months, but still there was no communication. Believe you me, Every time when I would wake up in the morning, when I'll be preparing to go to work, I will send him a message for 6 months each and every morning. When are you going to fix my car? Late in the evening, again, I will send him another message. Brother, when are you going to fix my car? I need my car. Each and every month, I am paying premium insurance on my car. I cannot stop paying that premium. Please, my brother, help me to get this car fixed. Already, I had told my insurance company that I had taken my car to another panel beater, so I had just reversed the claim. There was no way that I was going to go back to my insurance company and tell them that I wanted my car to be fixed because I had told them that I have made another plan. For 6 months, there was no communication from that man. One day, I was so angry. I told my boyfriend that this guy whom I was involved in a car accident with, this guy, he was taking advantage of me. I showed my boyfriend the affidavit that I had signed with that guy, and he confirmed my greatest fear. This guy, he had just ripped me off. He was never going to fix my car because, as that affidavit had stated, even this guy was going to fix my car after 10 years. There was nothing I could do about it. Me and my boyfriend, we went to this guy's house. But when we arrived at that guy's house, we were just waiting at the gate, and he didn't want to pick up my calls or to do anything. I didn't know what to do anymore. What was I supposed to do, Brother Nashi? This guy was no longer communicating with me. So I started hitting his gate. I tried hooting my car so that he can come out, and I was making a lot of noise in the place where he was staying. So people were actually standing out of their yards trying to see what was going on. Finally, that guy, he came out. But what shocked me is that when he came out, he had his dogs by his side and he had pulled out a gun, and he said, if you come here again, I am going to hire someone who is going to finish you off. And at that time, I knew exactly what he meant when he said that I am going to hire someone who is going to finish you off. I know where you stay. He meant that he was going to hire a hitman and he was going to get me killed. I said, what can I do now? But when I finally went to that workshop where I had left my brand new car, my car was no longer there. The guy gave me a lot of excuses. Look, Ma, if you come tomorrow, we are going to get your car. We had taken your car to this other workshop because we don't have the tools to fix your car. So if you come tomorrow, Ma, you are going to get your car. It was excuses after excuses. These people were just taking advantage of me. I was stressing. I could not eat. At work, I could not perform anymore. I could not sleep. To make it worse, that same week when I saw that my car was no longer there at that workshop, and when that guy that I was involved in an accident with, when he pulled out a gun on me and my boyfriend, when I returned back home one day, I was so stressed on that day. I caught my own boyfriend in bed with another woman. I was taking care of this man. I thought that he was the man of the house. He was the one who was supposed to protect me, because all along, before I had had this accident, I was just an independent woman. Yes, I had this boyfriend, but I was just staying alone. I didn't want to stay with any man. But when I saw that these guys were taking advantage of me, I thought to myself, it is better that I take my boyfriend and I stay with him so that he can protect me. But to see him in my own bed with another woman, this was like the deepest betrayal. I kicked him out of my house on that day. I was so heartbroken. Next door to me, there was a woman. This woman who was a maid, but she was coming from Mozambique. Here and there, I used to call her to my house. Like if it was weekend when my maid was not there, I would call her to my house so that I can give her some piece jobs. One weekend, I called her to my house. I asked her if she knew anyone who was powerful, any powerful man who can help me back in her country. She said that she will call when she have airtime. She will call her people back home. That very moment, I said, it is not a problem. Let me buy airtime for you right there and there. I bought airtime. Then she called her people back home. She told me that her family had promised her that they were going to try and look for a powerful man in their village, someone who was going to help me in this situation. After 1 week, when I was returning back from work, I saw that woman from Mozambique. I saw her at my gate. She was waiting for me. She gave me the number. I then spoke with that powerful man. He said he cannot help me on the phone, but if I wanted to be helped, I have to travel to Maputo. At work, I asked for leave, but there was no time for me to go to Home Affairs to apply for a passport because the leave that were given to me, it was just for 1 week. So I went without a passport to Mozambique, but I was scared when I arrived there in Maputo. Already there was a man who was waiting for me, but me and that man, we could not understand each other's languages. He was just using sign language. I followed that man to his car. Me and that man, we drove for about 4 hours, driving out of Maputo, going to another village where that powerful man was staying. When I was there, I told him that I wanted my car back. That is all that I wanted. He started laughing and laughing and laughing. I wondered why was he laughing, because that was the reason why I had traveled all the way to Mozambique, and I had told him over the phone that I needed my car back. Then he said, "You are a foolish woman. Right here, the man that is sitting in front of you, don't you know that the man that is sitting in front of you can give you even 10 brand new cars? Just say the word and I will give you 10 brand new cars instead of one." I was happy, but I didn't know that everything that he was telling me to agree to do, it was just blood money. I thought that I was just going to be rich. I said, "Please give me everything. Please give me." He said, "If you want this money and all of these cars, we will wash you with medicine to make you rich." So he said, "Rest, my daughter. Tomorrow you are going to have a great journey." The following day, me and other people that were at his place, we climbed into the forest, and it was a mountainous area. We were with other people. Most of the people that were there that were looking for riches, they were from Zim. They were looking for his riches. When we climbed into that mountain, we stayed there. We were not eating anything, just drinking spring water from that mountain. We stayed in that mountain, but each and every night there was a certain spring in that mountain, and each and every night we will see a beautiful white snake going to that spring and drinking water from that spring. It was a very beautiful snake. I've never seen a beautiful snake like the one that I saw in Mozambique. On its skin, that snake, it had colors that had the shapes of diamonds. The snake was so beautiful. After that, we returned back to that man's surgery. I then paid the money that he wanted. Yes, he wanted 85,000 rands for everything that he had done. After this, I returned back home. But when I arrived back home, that same evening when I arrived back home, I saw that in my bedroom, there was a small bag in my bedroom. I opened that small bag. It had new money, as if that money had just been withdrawn from the ATM. It was only 200 rands notes in that small bag. That man had said, "If you arrive back in your house and if you find out that there is a bag with money, do not use that money. All you have to do is that take the money and go and leave the money anywhere, like in a public place, in a taxi rank or a supermarket." So I drove my other car to the taxi rank in town and I bought another bag from a Chinese shop, pretending as if I was a woman who was traveling. I then parked my car outside of the taxi rank. I pretended as if I wanted to get onto the taxi, and I stood with other people that were waiting for the taxi. After some minutes, I walked away and I left the money on top of that traveling bag that I had bought from the Chinese shop. Then I stood far looking because I wanted to see who was going to pick up the money. There was another woman who was standing right next to me when we were standing in line. I saw that woman. She took the money, then she hid the money. That woman, I clearly saw that she was pregnant. After some days in my dreams, I was forcing that woman into a coffin and she was refusing. But whenever I would dream about that woman, when I'll be forcing her to get inside a coffin, I'll start to yell at her, insulting her, saying that you stole my money, you must get into this coffin. She finally agreed. After that, I saw that when I opened the coffin, she had died. She came to my house one day and she told me that you are the one who has killed me. I took your money, but why did you kill me? I then called that powerful man back in Mozambique, but when I tried to call, the phone was not ringing. It was not going to voicemail. It was just beeping. I had no choice. I then had to travel back to Mozambique because that woman was now coming to me daily, and each and every day she was getting more violent and more violent towards me. I traveled back to Maputo. When I arrived there, they told me that the powerful man had recently died and they had banned all of his medicine and they had repented as a family and they can't help me anymore because they were now going to church. When they told me that they were now going to church, I just sat down and I started crying. I cried so much. But there was another woman who was there. She gave me some directions. She said that there is another powerful man who is a healer. That man can help you. I said, how can I go to that man? I don't even understand the language that is being spoken here. She then asked one of her grandchildren to take me to that powerful healer. Me and that boy, we went there. When I arrived there, he said, you must sacrifice the person that you love the most. And he said that the person that you love the most is going to appear on this mirror because that man, he was healing people using a mirror. And in that mirror, I saw my brother. Brother Nashi, this is what I did when I said it is okay. When my brother appeared in the mirror, I said, yes, it is him. Take him. That is how he passed away. My brother passed away in the beginning of 2018. After that, I was okay. I was getting money from Norway until last year. Money stopped coming to me. It just went dry one day. I then visited another man. This guy, he is saying that he can help me, but I must sacrifice my own son. I am lost, Brother Nashi. I can't sacrifice my son. I was rich, Brother Nashi, but now I can't even afford data. I have tried renting out my house, but people, they just come to see the rooms and they say that they'll come back to me. I have tried to advertise these rooms on Facebook Marketplace to different people, especially the students, but they will just come at my house. Then they will see that the rooms are okay. They will say they will come back, then nothing. I am thinking of selling my own body at night so that I can survive. Right now in the house, there is no food, there is nothing. If I buy even if 12.5 of millimil, it will just finish in 3 or 4 days. I don't even know what is finishing all of this millimil in a short period of time. It is like I am cooking for 100 people, but I only have 2 kids. That man said that if I do this sacrifice, no more sacrifice again, he will make sure that the ritual that he is going to do for me, it will mean no more sacrifices for me. I am desperate. I am trying reapplying for my job, but nothing yet. Dear listeners, right there was a message that I received from our dear sister via Facebook Messenger. Yeah, strange things do happen in this world. Please let us talk about this issue in the comment section. I'll be back with another episode.